Today I'm going to show you everything I do to protect, style, and control this hair so that it looks fresh even on day 2 and 3 when it starts getting super greasy and borderline funky. 3-day hair! Don't judge because I know we've all been there, so subscribe and let's jump in. Okay, so out of the shower, use the hair towel to just squeeze any excess moisture. All right, so first step is prep. Probably the most important is just like skincare before makeup. For many years, I was too lazy to use any heat protectant and I actually got a sample of my hair sent to the P&G labs for them to look at how healthy it was. And then they came back with the results to actually show that I had really quite damaged hair. There was cuticle lifting, and when your cuticle is lifted, it means frizz. It means that it doesn't look shiny. And that was like the shocking thing. I was like, oh my God, I thought my hair was healthy. So heat protectant, they come in many different forms. The one that I'm currently using is from Saja Juan, my favorite hair care brand. And the other one that you've seen me use is the Lolavi. This one smells like a dream. So today I'm gonna use this guy. So spread it and then I'll just run it through. With heat protectant, you just really wanna like coat every strand of hair, and it will create this like cocoon effect around each of your hair strands so that when you blow dry or when you style it, which we're gonna do later, it's protecting the hair. If you want a little bit of additional texture and thickening, Saja Juan, by the way, this is not sponsored, I just love their products. They have a volume cream and a styling cream, which also both act as a heat protectant. I usually like using this volume cream because it adds a little bit of thickness and density to thin or medium hair. It doesn't weigh the hair down, it doesn't make it sticky, and all their products are just so effective. I love it. If you know you're going to be curling your hair, you definitely want it to be as dry as possible, because if it's even slightly damp, it's not gonna curl the way that you want and it's just gonna be flat. So make sure your hair is dry. This is my dried hair. So now let's go to the other room and we'll curl. Ding, ding, ding. I have my makeup on and I am dressed, so let's talk about curling tools. Depending on your hair type, like whether it's thin or thick, you will use different types of curling irons. So these are the ones that I use. They're the clipless type, which means you can see the barrel actually doesn't have that outer clip. But if you're like Rowena, who has really coarse and thick hair and you need more control, then you will probably want to look for the curling iron or the curling barrel that has the outer sleeve to lock it in place. Take about this much of hair and we're just gonna wrap it around the barrel going away from our face for every single piece. If you want something more casual, you might want to leave a little bit at the end like I am, like an inch of hair, and then leave it in place. Let go. So if you had the curling iron with the clamp, you would just still be doing the same thing. Leave that inch. Okay, there we go. So that is the bottom layer, and I don't know if you can see, but steam is actually coming from my hair, and that's actually the heat protectant. It's giving it that buffer between. Let's let down. The top part, I think of it as 3 sections. Bang 1, bang 2, and then the crown. So this is currently what it looks like. You want to find a paddle brush. So a paddle brush is just basically the bristles are like flexible. Brush it out. It takes every separate piece that has been curled outwards and kind of brings it together for a more softer look. And this is also why if you thought it was really curly at the beginning, it is actually not bad. If you want a little bit more shine, take an oil, like 1 little drop. I don't like taking too much, and then run it through with your fingers like this, because only the ends really need that taming. Also, to keep it in place, so you can just like finish it off, flexible hairspray. So get those ones so it's not like nasty and crispy. Good morning. Time to get ready. Second day, guten Tag. I haven't touched my hair. This is what we are dealing with. It's actually more kind of like that lived-in casual look. So the first thing we do is get the same paddle brush that you have. Today we can use the Acton Acre one. This is actually Thomas's favorite. So first I like to brush my scalp. This also increases the circulation that helps with a healthy hair and scalp. And then we treat the bottom just by brushing out the ends like that. Remember how we used all the heat protectant and like styling cream? This would not even be here if it wasn't for products used before styling. So that's really important. Today I think I'm gonna go with the clip option. You wanna just divide that between the eyebrows and the temples. So I clip it and then push it up and then reposition it. It gives your side profile like a nice bump. And you can take out the pieces that frame your face. Day 2 is, I find the best times to use these texturizing sprays because it gives life back into limp hair as it starts to weigh down with more oil. Another one you can do is that low pony. So have your hair tie ready, hold it loosely, take these pieces that I want, tie it close to the nape of the neck, which is here. And then you want to pull out to give you some of that shape of the head as well. So normally that's like this section and then around here, otherwise my face looks like an egg. Run your finger underneath and just like pull up a little bit to take each section out. I love using scrunchies to take it to the next level. Try to not move the ponytail. Ding. Oh my god, how adorable is this? Nothing says day 3 hair as much as a dirty bun, am I right? There is a whole lot of oil up in here. I realized a lot of you always ask, should I be washing my hair on the 2nd day, 3rd day, or should I be doing it every day? What I've learned from talking to the hair and scalp experts is that it really depends on your scalp condition and what you're currently experiencing. So here are my recommendations based on which 3 categories you fall into. The first is if you just have oily or greasy scalp and hair and no other scalp issues. This is where I think you're fine and you just have to find some cute hairstyles to deal with on the 3rd day. Then the second category is those of you who fall into having greasy or oily scalp as well as an inflammatory scalp condition, including dandruff or any sort of irritation. And if you do have this, I think it's best to keep your hair at 2 days max without washing. And this is because we want to control the amount of sebum-loving fungi known as Malassezia, which actually loves eating the oil that's on our scalp and produces a substance which inflames our hair follicle, causing inflammation. And this can be the root of hair fallout, it can be dandruff, seborrheic dermatitis, all of the above, any sort of irritation. So that's why we want to control that fungi, and the best thing to do is to wash. Then the 3rd category is the lucky ones. If you have dry scalp or normal scalp and you don't experience any sort of inflammation, then I think it's perfectly fine to leave it another day if there's nothing going on. So those are the 3 main categories that I think most of us will fall into, and I know it can be really confusing because there's a lot of general tips out there, but it's really important to focus and look at what we're individually experiencing because it will be different to other people. I have a whole video about like scalp conditions and how to know what you have, so you can click here if you want to know more about that. Now, let's go to the bathroom. I'll show you what you can do with greasy 3rd day hair. It's as good as it's gonna get. Ta-da again! Let me show you what my hair looks like. It is grease lightning up in here, shining. Especially just the parts surrounding my face. Fun fact, every time you touch your hair, you're adding another layer of oil on it because our fingers, our hands have sebum, and every time you kind of like touch it throughout the 3 days, it is adding just another layer. It's also at the stage now where if I move my head, I can smell my scalp. So once again, we started with a good old brush. And I also just want to remind you guys, what really helps with prolonging healthy hair and the time in between and healthy scalp is double cleansing with shampoo. Also, I try to stay away from dry shampoo. So if you watch my previous video, dry shampoo really clogs up the hair follicle, which can also cause inflammation and itchiness. For today to style, you actually want one of these bristle combs. So like either boar hair or just something that's really fine, because the difference is it really sleeks your hair back like that. It tricks people into thinking you got it styled with some sort of product, but actually it's just hair grease and a really good comb. I want to show you 3 different slicked back hairstyles. Let's first start off with a low ponytail, which I think is really nice for anyone. I like to follow the fall of my hair, so I don't want to like bring it back like this because then it shows my baby hair in this kind of like baldish spot, which is fine, it's normal. But I want it to actually like go down and wrap. So however you kind of push the direction of the hair is where the hair will sit. You see? It's like it covers that area. Same thing, I don't want to like peel it back and expose my baby hair bald spot. I want it to go down and kind of like frame my forehead. And then lightly over the back. I don't want it super flat on the back. And then just get the rest. Depending on what you like, you can either have it behind the ear or you can have it cover the ear. It also depends on like if you have layers or not. And then any hair tie that blends in with the color of your hair. So there's the pony. We still have a little bit of curl at the back, which is nice at the bottom. So now I don't want my hair to be like a complete egg. We'll do the same thing as we did yesterday. Pull out little sections around the crown. You can even tuck in again, pull out. But if you have little pieces like this, just go back with the brush and smooth over it. I'm telling you, work with what Mother Nature has given us. Look at that. It looks like we have some sort of product gel, but guys, she's just grease. Also, there's a balance. As the day goes on and my hair gets oilier, the more I do with my face, just to balance it so I don't look like a complete schlub, with a nice pop of color. And then instantly you go from haggard to chic. Now what you can also do, 2 things. You can either just curl it and then, for example, put it in a bun, use one of those things like this. So cute, if I say so myself. You can also do a little plait and then loosen these braid things out to be really wide. And then voila, you have like a cute, messy side braid. And let me show you. This hairstyle is if, let's say, your curls are still there and they look fabulous still, but just your roots are really like greasy. Go like this. Still keep that like flat front bang. Put the bobby pin and secure the hair right behind my ear, and then you put that in front. Give the rest of it a little volume. That's another hairstyle. Third and last idea I have is more of like that high ponytail, and I have a little tip and hack for you guys if you are also like me and this is all just baby hair and it looks like you have a bald patch, but it's not really. We're going to like draw it, but make it just a little bit higher and keep the part. You want to split the ponytail into 2, and it's going to come into 1, but hear me out. This is to make sure the ponytail stays upright and in position. So I'm actually gonna tie half my head on the top first. So this ponytail is your anchor, right here. Also feel free to just use this hairstyle as like a half updo Ariana Grande Barbie kind of look. Now we take the rest of the hair up and tie it to the first one. So what this does is keep the ponytail here and it gives this volume. If you're like me and you have all this like baby hair, you can actually take an eyeshadow, if your hair's black, something like dark brown, and then kind of just like add some color to hide the scalp. So now you can see that the scalp is a little bit more like hidden. If you ever want to trick people into thinking your life is together, accessories, my friends. So if you put some earrings on, guys, do we look like we're in day 3 hair? I don't think so. So guys, I just wanted to show you that you don't have to run away from oily, greasy hair. We can actually work with it. And just to embrace the days that we're in, I think that's actually really beautiful and kind of like symbolic of life itself. I'm very excited to have a shower tonight. Remember everyone, watch the video here where I talk all about my shower routine. Guys, look at the situation behind the camera. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have your favorite hairstyles, leave them below. And if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Like it if you learned a thing or two, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!